All right, guys, you're about to take a journey into the Movie Lingo vault and see how it all started. Now, I have to warn you guys, the quality may not be there, but the passion to critique definitely is. I hope you guys enjoyed these reviews as much as we enjoyed making them for you. Now, let's go ahead and get into the review.
Welcome back to another Movie Lingo discussion. I'm Cody.
I'm Kendall.
I'm Iris.
I'm Carlos.
And I'm Nate.
And today we're going to be talking about Maze Runner Scorch Trials. Today we have a special guest. Carlos Sanchez is here with us. He's a Maze Runner fan. He is a big-time Movie Lingo fan, and he watched all the videos. So we thought, why not put him in this discussion and see what happens? So let's break this down. Kendall, what did you think about the movie?
I thought it was pretty good. I liked the original Maze Runner because it was kind of like mysterious. I just watched it out of the blue and it kind of piqued my interest. So this one, when I was going to go see it, I was pretty excited for it to see where the story led. Overall, it didn't really reach all my expectations that I had for the movie, but it was still enjoyable.
Iris?
I enjoyed the movie. I enjoyed it for what it was. I enjoyed the first one. The first one I actually didn't see in the theaters. I saw on TV with my daughter. And we got to watch it together. So we got to watch the second one together because we were excited to see what was going to happen next.
Family member.
Anyways, don't get elbowed. And I thought it was a good movie. I'm more like I like post-apocalyptic type movies. So I enjoyed it, And the whole zombie thing, I've never read the books, the series.
Me either.
So it was all new for me. But I liked this breed of zombie. I didn't like that they could run fast because you're not supposed to. But
It is a
Well,
Maze
it'd be
Runner.
Maze Runner.
It's a Maze Runner, so they do run.
Maze Shambler.
I was a little PO'd about that. But I liked it, and I also enjoyed that it's a different type of zombie. Like,
Yeah.
they're like tree zombies.
Yeah, they're gross.
It's like there's these nasty black things that, as the disease spreads,
And it crawls out of their mouth.
mouths and stuff. It's like a Resident Evil thrown in there. It was awesome. So it was good. It was a cute movie.
Carlos, my first question for you, actually, have you read the books?
I actually have not.
Well,
Yeah.
all right. So what did you think of the movie?
What I think of the movie was it was decent. It had some good moments and some bad moments. I have one pet peeve that we're about to talk about later on, but it was whatnot. I was not expecting it because of what the title was, as we're gonna mention later on. And did I like the characters? Did I like the new ones? Yeah, they were pretty much the same. They all ran fast. They ran more than from the previous film, so that's cool. Yeah. So yeah.
And Nate, what about you?
I have parts about this movie that I liked and that I didn't like. Surprise, surprise. I have to disagree with you, Iris. I like that they're fast. I prefer fast zombies to slow zombies. But then again, I'm a big fan of the 28 Days Later franchise.
Oh no, don't get me wrong. I love that movie too.
Yeah, they're like
It
rage
just-
zombies. They're
It's
fast and angry.
so scary though. It's like no,
unfair.
you're not supposed. Exactly.
But
That's
it's
why-
a Maze
all the
Runner.
slow-
They are runners themselves.
It's
So
a world where cardio matters.
Yeah.
and I do a lot of
Cardio matters.
Yeah.
This movie did make me want to start running again. I actually did
Yeah.
start running again because I thought if it's not
Also, I'm getting a little burnt out on the young adult fucking anti-government apocalypse happened and now we're living in the shambles. That's what a lot of movies have been recently. I'm getting a little
Three.
bit burnt out on it.
Three.
Three movies.
I mean,
About Maze
yeah, but
Runner,
it's-
Divergent, Hunger Games.
they're-
That's about it.
Yeah.
It's clustered all at once.
Yeah, no, we talked about this outside of Movie Lingo, and I do admit, Nate brought up the fact that we're getting a lot of these movies, and I disagree with that we're getting a lot of them. We're just getting them all at the same time, and that's why it's burning out.
Yeah, I think if they spaced it out, you
Yeah.
know, you get a little bit here, then in the next 5-10 years.
But they're trying to compete with each other.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it
That's
is.
what it is.
It's
I
all
like
about the money.
I liked the movie. I didn't love it, and that'll be reflected later on when I score it. But it wasn't bad. There were new characters introduced. Some of them I really liked, particularly I can't even remember their names now.
Ares.
No, Eris was awesome because
Yeah,
he apparently
I
was
loved
all with
Eris.
a covenant of all
Oh,
badass
right.
sniper chicks. Yes.
Chicks.
Um,
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what chicks means, Carlos. And
Girls.
So, and then we have the two that they met when they left the compound. The guy and the girl with the short, super.
Brenda.
Brenda and Billy.
Jorge.
Brenda and Jorge.
Oh, the scrappers.
Yeah, the scrappers basically. They were cool, but it was a decent movie, but it wasn't perfect. But so basically, we have an interesting point to talk about. This movie is called Maze Runner, yet there is absolutely zero maze in this movie at all. It's Maze Runner: The Scorch Trials, and as our friend Eddie Lingo so carefully pointed out, is that there was no maze, and he was very upset at that fact. And I kind of see where he's coming from, because I liked the first movie because we have this maze where these kids are stuck, and it's changing every day. They have to run through the maze and try and find a way out and do this and do that. And they just come up with this next movie called The Maze Runner, and there's no maze, and they're just running like that. There's no maze involved in it.
The runner.
And the runner Scorch Trials.
Yeah, the runner Scorch Trials.
Running from zombies, Scorch Trials. So I wanted to talk to you guys. Carlos, I'm gonna start with you.
All right.
Were you disappointed that there was no maze, or were you kind of looking for it and waiting for it?
Was I looking for it? No, I wasn't. I didn't want it to be like the same thing. Trying to escape the maze. I believe that when they said that they were calling out names to be in a better place in a farm, some sort. They actually escaped. So for me, my interpretation was that we wouldn't find out because they escaped. Then that's
but we did find out the people that their names were being called were being hooked up to the machines.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Put in like medically induced comas,
they were being
whatever.
drained from there.
Yeah, basically.
So maybe it was probably a good thing that they escaped, because if not, they would have just been drained and the movie would have been over.
True.
If I can just throw, my 2 cents in.
No.
I need 5 cents.
With the whole Maze Runner title and it being an issue with there not being a maze, I think with the first one, it was a literal maze that they had to go through. Now, I think it's turning into more of a metaphorical maze, because now that they're out of the actual maze, they're still running through a maze. They're still hitting walls. There's still shit happening around them. There's still strategies that they need to come out with. Yeah, it's like it's a metaphorical maze that they have to go through. I mean, it's a journey that they have to go through in their lives, trying to get their memories back, figuring out what the hell is going on. I mean, and not to mention one of the twists at the end when one of them portrays them. I mean, I would consider that a fucking maze, because it's like I get 2 feet to get pushed back 3.
Good shit, Ira.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's metaphorical maze. I like that. Kendall, how'd you feel now that?
I thought it was just like a titling thing, because it's a book series.
But if you had Harry Potter and without Harry Potter, how would you feel?
Well, because I don't think this is. I don't think this is. It's like Harry Potter, the subtitle.
Yeah,
but this isn't. All the books, I don't believe they're Maze Runner and then Maze Runner: The Scorch Trials. I think the second book is The Scorch Trials. It's not.
Can we get confirmation on that? Because I think he's actually right.
Hunger
I think
Games.
it's just called The Scorch
Hunger
Trials.
Games, Catching Fire. It's Catching Fire is the book.
Yeah, and the movie was called Scorch Trials.
They just do
but
that.
It was called The Maze Runner Scorch Trials.
Scorch Trials, Maze Runner Saga. I remember the poster.
Yeah, but in the movie, when it came up on the title screen, there was no Maze Runner Saga.
Yeah, it just
said
Scorch Trials.
On TV, it just says Scorch Trials.
I think it's just like a titling thing, because movies, they want to connect everything so that
so that you know what's going on. Okay, and this is part 2 of what happens
they really
with
throw you
the
into
runners.
It really quick.
Yeah, they reference like the first couple of minutes, like we see Thomas going right up towards the maze. So it's like a little refresher that we're talking about the Maze Runner.
I mean, I can see Iris's point where it's it's a maze through their lives and stuff like that. But I also can see the other point in that, like, if I am watching a movie that's titled something and there's not something about that title, then it would bug me too. But,
well, if you didn't see the first one, then I could understand. But if you've seen the first one and then you see the second one, you still understand, okay, they're going through Scorch Trials and they are maze runners, because that's what they were doing to begin with. That's like, I mean, Miko, the Asian kid, or whatever the fuck his name is.
Stop saying Miyako.
I mean, you see how, because he's so good at his job as being a maze runner, he kicked ass in this one. The way he runs up and he's like,
oh, he ran up and jumped and kicked that guy into the wall. That was badass.
Like, that's my Maze Runner. Good job, little buddy. Like, I mean, because they developed those maze running skills where they had to have all this type of agility and stamina. Shut up. And stamina. I think it helped with the issues that they were going through in this second movie.
That's true. So let's see how you guys feel with that. Kendall, I'm gonna start over there with you.
So I thought the movie was good. You know, it didn't live up to my expectations because I thought it was gonna be a Scorch trial, but
I digress.
Yeah. So other than that, though, the movie was enjoyable. So I'm gonna give it a 7. It's not a bad movie to like bring your family, I guess. It's kind of like that young teen kind of vibe to it.
If you guys are in high school and you're looking for a date, you could maybe do this.
Yeah.
There's a lot of parts where you could probably sneak a little hickeys in there.
Or that the girl will be like, and then she'll lean.
Yeah, she'll be like, oh my God, he's gonna die.
Hold me.
Carlos, hold me.
But as for reading the books, not really too much. Maybe the first one. The first one I was kind of intrigued by, and I may have read the books because it was like a big mystery to it. This one, not really. Besides the fact that I don't like to read.
Illiterate.
Yeah, basically. I didn't even go to school.
Stop telling people they're illiterate, Carlos.
Kendall, do you go to school?
Do you go to school?
So, Iris, your rating, and if you would go back and read the books.
I would give it an 8. I mean, I really enjoyed the movie, but it's more like, Harry Potter, Hunger Games, like a teenage, middle school child type movie. I mean, but it's still enjoyable for the family, to watch. Me, honestly, I love reading.
She went to school.
Yeah, and I'm actually starting my master's next fall. My MBA in executive business.
You're going to the NBA?
No. What? Shut up. God, Cody, stop it. Me, I'm one that I always like to compare and contrast, even when it comes to like kids movies. Shut up, it was my accent. I can't do nothing about it.
You're not welcome back.
But what I would want to do is that I want to see all of the movies first, like once this saga is done, before I read the books. Because I'll end up reading the books, and then I'll expect certain scenes to happen in the movies, and if they don't happen, I get really pissed off.
That's actually...
And then the movies will spiral no matter how really good they were. I'll be like, it's shit.
That's a very good point.
That's why after... It was no different for me for the Harry Potters.
What is the third one called? Does anyone know?
No, I'll find out.
Something completely unrelated, probably.
Want me to search it up?
The dunk contest.
Vanilla ice cream.
All right.
Yes or no?
Carlos.
All right. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Would I read the books? Yes, I would, just to actually have a deeper knowledge of why the virus is spreading, how we can cure it, and like a little more details than what the movie could give us, and that's pretty much it.
Would you? Sorry,
go for it.
Would you read the books afterwards, like Iris would, or?
Yes, afterwards, because I can actually visually see the characters from my head. Like I see Thomas as Thomas, and I have a visual of who they are, how they look like, and how they react, and that's pretty much
So Nate,
I'm gonna give this movie a 6.5 because I didn't regret watching it, but I wouldn't go watch it again. Again, like I'm tired of I don't like films geared towards the teenagers. It's like, oh man, we gotta be so edgy, and I find it
rebellious.
I'm just like,
That's my stage right now.
Would I go read the books? Not really. Again, it's a whole teen drama thing. It's just not for me.
Teen drama, yes. Being infected with a virus and being murdered is teen drama.
I mean,
HIV.
it's a
shots fired.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
I'm also gonna give this movie a 7. I liked it. I was entertained. I'm not gonna read the books. I'm gonna be completely honest. Even after the movie series ends, I'm not gonna read the books because it's cool, but it's not. I'm not super into this whole saga. Plus, I have like 4 billion books I'm trying to read at the same time right now, and Maze Runner Saga is not one of those I want to add 3 to the list. So
really in 3.
I'm not gonna read these books, but it was a good movie. It wasn't bad. It had its parts that bugged me, and overall, it was a decent ride. I really think at the end of the movie, Thomas should have blown everyone up.
Oh yeah, we totally forgot about mentioning.
There was
that.
a scene. I want to just bring this up lightly. There's a scene where Thomas has a bomb in his hand, and he's like, "I'm gonna blow everyone up," like because Wicked has captured them, and he wants to take them out. And then all of his friends get around him, and they're
And he's like,
"Do
"We're
it, Thomas! Do it, Thomas!" And I'm in my seat like, "Do it, Thomas! Do it, Thomas!" And then he doesn't, and
It was a bluff.
yeah. He was not ready to. All right, I'm not gonna make those jokes. Those are in very poor taste. All right. So this is our movie lingo discussion on Scorch trials. Our overall average that someone just a ghost of love.
Christmas past.
7.1 movie lingo average, guys. So that's not too bad. I would recommend going and seeing it, but you're probably not gonna be blown away. It's not terrible, but it's not.
Unless you bring
It's
your
not a
date.
black mass.
Thank you guys for joining us for this movie lingo discussion. I'm Cody,
I'm Kendall.
I'm Iris.
Carlos.
And I'm Nate.
and we'll see you guys next time. Peace out.